please introduce yourself, name, affiliations, university?
University?
Department, sorry.
Sure. My name is Steve Blanke. I am affiliated with I'm a professor in the Department of Microbiology here at the University of Illinois in beautiful Champaign, Urbana.
Great. What is the course number and title that you teach, and when is it offered? Example would be fall and or spring semesters.
Sure, yeah. It's MCB 300, so it's easy to remember. Very long name of microbiology. It is offered twice a year. Once in the fall, both semesters is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In the fall, it's not for the faint of heart. It starts at 9 o'clock, but 9 to 9:50. But it's well worth your time, and it's a great way to start the day. In the spring, it's a little bit easier. It starts at 10 and goes to 10:50.
Could you give us a brief overview of what is covered in the course?
Sure, yeah, really, microbiology is basically, the overall theme is that microbes are the masters of the universe. They are the dominant living organism. They've been here over millennia before humans. They outnumber humans by about 20 orders of magnitude, plus or minus a few orders, perhaps. But they are the rulers of the universe. And so with that in mind, we talk about in the first half, so the course is split in half. There's usually either, I think now going to be Dr. Bill Metcalf, or Dr. Carrie Vanderpool teaches the first half, and then I teach the second half. So the first half deals with, well, what are microbes? What are they? What's their physiology? What's their anatomy? What do they look like? What kind of diversity is there? And there's a lot of work on sort of what microbes do. So what kind of stuff do they make? What kind of stuff do they use to make the stuff? And so there's a lot of sort of interesting metabolism and chemistry that occurs. They do remarkable things, actually. And then the second half, so the first half really deals with how microbes deal with their environment. And in the environment, in this case, we mean the external environment. In the second half of the course, which I teach, we deal with how microbes deal with humans, essentially. So it's more of a, I don't want to say medical microbiology, but I just said it. It's more of a pathogenesis point of view. And so we look at what type of interactions occur. I think one of the things that most common misperception is that all microbes are bad, but in fact, the vast majority of microbial interactions with humans are absolutely beneficial to humans. Microbes confer new functionality to humans that wouldn't exist otherwise, and basically we couldn't live without them. The other thing that's not well recognized, perhaps, and although some students may have heard of this, is that microbes outnumber human cells in the human body. So we are in some ways more microbial than we are human. And I think that really brings up some interesting things to think about, some interesting things to talk about, and we cover these types of things. So we talk about sort of the types of microbes that interact with humans. We talk about a lot of exciting new information about how these interactions, again, confer new functionality to humans, how they affect such things as obesity or leanness in humans. They can be contributed as a determining factor. We talk about how they protect us, and this is a lot of things along those lines. In the last quarter of the course, then I talk a little bit about immunology and sort of the medical side of things. We talk about pathogens, particularly bacteria, but also viral pathogens, and we have just a brief cup of coffee with parasites and fungal pathogens. And we end up talking also a little bit about vaccines, so how to prevent disease as well as how to treat disease. And so what you have over the course of the semester is a really broad scope of topics, but they really all deal with the remarkable ability of microbes to adapt to a wide variety of environments and succeed.
Great, thank you. Mm-hmm. Are there any prerequisites or prior knowledge that is necessary or would be helpful for the course?
I think You'd think I'd know this, but I don't. I think 250, MCB 250 is required, and I think the other one's 150. So what would be useful would be to have, of course, molecular biology. I think also it's not required, but biochemistry is really useful. Biochemistry is useful everywhere, of course. So 150, 250, and any type of biochemistry would be useful.
Great. How are your students evaluated in the course?
Oh, very, very, no, very, very fairly. We have, let's see, there's 10 quizzes, which sounds horrifying, but they're really not. They are open book, open everything, pretty much, and you count the top 8 of the 10 quizzes. Top 8, I believe. I hope I have that right, but it's close to that. And the idea behind the quiz is to really get you ready for the tests. So there are 4 tests. It is not cumulative from test to test. So after the first quarter, you have a test on the first quarter stuff, and then in the second quarter, you have a test on the second quarter stuff, and so on. And so the idea really is to really get students ready. So the desire, of course, is that they all do extremely well, and everyone gets an A would be fantastic. It usually doesn't happen, though, I have to say. There is no homework per se, although I think in the past there have been some professors who have instilled that. I don't think any, myself or Dr. Metcalf or Vanderpool do that right now. Of course, we're all available, day and night, more or less.
How do the topics that are covered in your course relate to current research or medicine? Oh,
it's a great question, and obviously microbes as the masters of the universe, are the most interesting things to study. There's a lot of research going on. Some of you listening to this may have heard of the human microbiome, and this refers again to how microbes really interact with us. There's a new idea that some of our organs, in fact, there's a new way of thinking that the microbes themselves contribute to organ functionality. So there's a real blurring of the line that separates microbes and human cells and tissues. So I think within the microbiology department, for instance, there's a lot of exciting research going on, and it's not all medical. It's really important to say that. Microbes play a huge role in industrial processes, a lot of processes actually, and of course fermentation, the wine and beer business and stuff. It's all good. So I think there's a lot of effort to really relate what we're talking about to of course science in general and the community and society. But there's also some emphasis, and this is talked about right at the beginning of the course, that there's a lot of career opportunities in the general area of microbiology, and they extend way beyond what we normally think of, that is looking for E. coli and contaminated hamburger and stuff like that. But there's tons of opportunities, and I think that's something that hopefully students will take away, is that this is a fantastic career.
Thank you. Are there any other courses offered on this campus that would go well with your course or may complement the topics that are covered?
Sure. Well, of course, we think no course would be as good as ours, but there are some. So after this course, there are some really fantastic courses in pathogenesis and virulence. One is taught by Brenda Wilson. It was 426 MCB. And one is taught by Thomas Kilfie, Dr. Kilfie, and that's MCB 429, I believe. But in addition to that, there's microbial biochemistry. I believe there's a course called microbial physiology or something along those lines. And again, these are all really exciting. One thing I failed to mention before, which I think is worth mentioning, and I think the courses reflect this, is that because of the new tools that have emerged to do research on microbes within the last 10 to 20 years, this is a very fast-changing field. And in fact, although there's a book available and it's a great resource for the course, I think what you'll see in the course is that we try to touch upon some of the really new stuff that is being learned, which changes from year to year. And so there's updates year to year. It's a very vibrant, dynamic type of course. But those are some of the other ones. Those are the ones I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, great. What should a student do if they are struggling in the course?
Pray. No, just kidding. We really do make an effort. I know Dr. Metcalf and Dr. Vanderpool and I all make an effort to really make ourselves available as much as possible. So we really love to talk about this stuff. And so I would certainly welcome you to come and, make an appointment and come see me at times that are good for both of us. I think sometimes just talking through concepts, and again, a lot of the concepts we're talking about are relatively new. I think talking through them really is the way to go. Of course, you'll have the textbook as a resource. There's a lot of stuff on the web that can be used as a resource as well. We do not discourage at all studying together, and in the past, there have been a lot of study groups. But one thing I will say is that a goal of all of ours who teach this course, it's not our goal to trick anyone. Our goal is really to get people as excited as we are about this course. And so I think you'll find that, we have no interest in fooling anyone or pulling one over someone's eyes when it comes to sort of the evaluation of the course.
Yeah, wonderful. And then this is the final question. What else are you involved in on campus? So you can talk about research, other courses you might teach, interests, hobbies, whatever you like.
Okay. Well, it'd be nice to have some hobbies. But we do a lot of research. Even though my desk is clean, it's not usually like this. So it's not what's. People outside the university often think that professors sort of drink coffee and talk all day, but that's only half true. That's only half the day. Our research in our lab is involved in how microbes interact with humans. We have a couple things that we work on. We work on a bacterium, the ulcer-causing bacterium called Helicobacter, and this bacterium is remarkable in many ways. It chronically infects half the world's population, so half of you who are watching this are infected. It's a risk factor for a number of diseases, but what makes it interesting is that at least early in life, the same bacteria which causes these serious diseases are actually beneficial to humans. And so this really reveals some remarkable things about, if you will, the coevolution of humans with this particular bacterium. We also study several areas of biodefense, in particular anthrax, not the band, but the bacterium. We study basically what do bacteria do to remodel the infection microenvironment to a place where they can live and thrive. Interestingly, a successful pathogen is not one who really hurts the host, but one that can create a place where it can be sustained chronically almost. So we're very interested in sort of what are the mechanisms that go into reshaping that infection microenvironment, and how do bacteria do this, and how do the host respond to this. Outside of research, I don't teach another course here, but I teach a national level scientific writing course. I'm very interested in scientific writing. I enjoy writing quite a bit. It's a tool, obviously, that's very important for people and the success of their careers. I'm involved in the National Society, the American Society for Microbiology. I'm an editor for several major journals in the field, infection immunity and PLOS pathogens. And I have 3 kids, so that keeps me busy.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and for answering all these questions.
That was a lot of fun.
So, yeah.
Thanks.